Now, I really enjoy doing the radio reviews, and this year I've kind of made it my mission to dive into some of the less expensive, far more affordable radios. Not all are ham radios. As a matter of fact, I've got a pair of radios here that I'm going to do a review on today. These are FRS radios. Super simple. Kind of, I hope, durable-ish. They've got a hidden screen. I really like that. This hidden screen, it looks like just a single control, nothing of a radio. Fits easily in the pocket of your wife or your kids. Guys, this is the TIDRadio M1 FRS radio, this time on K6UDA radio. Let's do this. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. And like I said, this time I'm talking about this new TID radio. This is the TID M1, not quite out on the market yet, or I think it might have just hit the market. I will say TID sent me these. They said, hey, would you like to review an FRS radio? I saw this. I said, yeah, why not? Especially because you get a 2-pack of these with charging cables, holsters, and wrist straps. Wow, everybody gives you a wrist strap. That's something to be proud of. You know what there is to be proud of? TID is selling these guys for $39. $39 for the pair of them. 2 radios. Why the hell would you ever buy, if you're a ham radio guy, why would you ever buy FRS radios? Because not everybody in your family is a ham. Not everybody in your family wants to be a ham or wants to have to learn anything about radios. I can give one of these to a 5-year-old, or my wife for that matter. She could turn that on and figure that out in a heartbeat. I tell her, hey, press the big button. And really, that's all there is to it. It looks like a nothing radio, but it actually does have a display. I've had companies send me radios with no display, and you really don't even know what channel you're on, nothing. This one does have a few extra features on it. Not much, it's pretty bare bones. And that's the way I think TID intended this radio to be. Everything, not every radio needs to have a ton of features. I like this because it's got that hidden display, and with the long press of the bottom button here.
Tonight, 51, and high on Friday, 79 for Jerome.
Now you've got a weather radio. You've got a NOAA weather radio here. And if I long press, I'm back to the FRS radio. But then you ask Bob, how do they perform? Yeah, it's all well and good. You've got a simple radio here, a veritable toy. Let's call it a $40 2-pack of radios. What Mrs. K6UDA would really appreciate with this is she could put it in the back pocket of her skinny jeans while she's out in the garden. It's a lot easier to carry than, say, Mr. Bofang, Mr. Yesu. Look at the difference between these two. It's actually a lot more compact than most of the FRS radios that I've got laying around here. But Mrs. K6UDA doesn't seem to want to carry him around. And we do need communications here around the ranch. Now, I went out and I did some testing with these things. And before we get to the whole testing thing, I want to ask you, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do hit that subscribe button and the bell notification right next to it. And leave a comment, because interacting with these videos is key. The thumbs up, the subscriptions. Oh yeah, I am also less than 500 away from the big 45,000. Thank you. And if you'd like to help support the channel and get in on the free swag stuff that I do every once in a while, please consider a channel membership. Those are right somewhere around in here. For this test, my friends, I am going to take one of these and I'm going to leave it parked here in Studio A. I'm going to go out on my little scooter and I'm going to take the scooter down to the end of the street, a quarter mile. I'm going to go across the street and down the end of the next street. Okay, so here's the testing that we're going to do. Wow, kind of windy. And we're going to go out to a mile or two, and we'll do a test at, say, a quarter mile, a half mile, a mile. And we'll go out to a mile and a half. Okay, out on the scooter, an eighth mile out right now, out on the scooter. And this is how it sounds. We're going to head out to a quarter mile. I'm scooter mobile. And here we are out at a quarter mile from Studio A, down at the big street here. And we're going to go out another quarter mile real quick here. See how this one is. This is officially test number 1 at a quarter mile. We're going to head down to the half mile mark. It's a pretty easy test. So we are just at about 1/2 mile now. Now, mind you, that other radio is in Studio A, so it's not out in free space, so to speak. Right now, I don't know how it sounds. It may sound okay, it may not. Okay, so I am back at the half mile mark now. I just showed you a picture. We are all the way a half mile from the K6 range right now. And this is how I sound on the radio from a half mile away. Mind you, the other part to this radio, the other little radio, is sitting there in Studio A on a camera, not outside. I was a little disappointed in this last test. Half mile, it sounded very scratchy. It was no bueno, but I did tell you that this guy was still sitting here in Studio A. So I decided, okay, I got to give this a much better test. This radio is going to be sitting out here in free space with almost a direct look at that half mile mark where I'm going. A little bit of a shortcut, so I've kind of cut it down. And here we are at a quarter mile here, and now I'm headed out to the half mile mark. I've got my camera on, and this is the radio test, the official radio test at a half mile. Both radios in free space out in the open. Actually, if you look way down there, you could see a flag way off in the distance there. Not the one that's right over here. Way down the street. that is where the other radio is, and we're gonna see how it works in just a minute. That half-mile test went really, really well. I am super, super happy with that half-mile test. Do I want to take it out to a mile? Do I want to go a mile again and see how it works? Why the hell not? Okay, this is the official 1 mile test. 1 mile out, and I'm hoping to see if we make it 1 mile with these little TIDRadio M1. I'm impressed. These things made it a mile, and I'm gonna say, because it was starting to get a little bit scratchy at a mile, that about a mile is kind of your limit. But what does a mile get you? Pretty much around a fairly large ranch or farm, these things are going to be good. Around town, if you have your family and you want to give one of these to the kids, or say you like it Disney or Universal Studios or some other big touristy attraction, and you want to keep in touch with the family, hey, no license required, no nothing. These things, and if the kids lose this, you're gonna feel $20 bad. What's the box come with? Comes with 2 radios, 2 chargers, 2 wall warts for the USB-C chargers, 2 belt holsters, 2 wrist clips, and an instruction manual. The instruction manual, there's a bunch of functions here that I don't quite understand how they're written here in the manual. Scrambler mode. There's nothing in here that tells me how to use the scrambler mode. Now, if it works, this would be freaking awesome, but I don't know how it works. I did reach out to TIDRadio. They sent me instructions or an explanation that really wasn't. I think there's probably a little bit of a language barrier there, but let's keep going here. Compander. Don't know. Have no idea what compander is. CTCSS. High and low power. CD CSS. And receive signals. Bluetooth. Haven't figured out how the Bluetooth turns on or off. Vox indicator, the channel indicator, and the battery indicator. Now here is something that I have, I made a couple of attempts to get TID to really explain this to me, because I'm not sure if this crack and copy frequency, if this allows me to copy a frequency outside of the FRS channels, or if it's only for copying an FRS channel with maybe a CTCSS tone. My honest review of the M1. It's a cute little radio for very, very simple operation. I think it's asking a bit much to try to figure out the crack copy thing. I haven't figured it out. I haven't put much time into it, but to be able to give Mrs. K6 UDA a small radio that she won't mind putting in her back pocket, I think it serves a purpose. I would say, I don't know if it's ruggedized or not. It's not a super heavy duty radio. I think it could probably withstand a fall. It's not going to withstand a lot of water. maybe sprinklers or a little bit of rain, but it's not going to withstand a whole bunch. Take the back off and you can get to the battery. It's a standard little 1000 milliamp battery, very lightweight. You could probably replace this fairly easily on the internet, replace just the battery. On the sides here, on the bottom, also I see something it looks like on both sides for some kind of a drop-in charger unit. I don't have the drop-in charger unit. I haven't seen a drop-in charger unit for it. This may be something for an expansion pack. You can also hand these out to people who are not radio literate, and they can check in when bad stuff is happening. They could check in with you. You can be the radio guy, and they don't have to be. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, subscribe if you haven't, like it if you do. Leave a comment and share the video, because Lord knows YouTube isn't. And I will catch you on the next one. I'm Bob, K6UDA 73. I'm out of here.